Hello everyone. A warm welcome to the students of Technical Engineering College Mani. Today I am going to tell about full stack development as a career path and the subject knowledge and skill sets you need to acquire to be a full stack developer. You see, you read a lot of subjects during your BTech study. In 4 years, you study almost 35 to 40 papers. But for a particular career path, you need to put extra stress and extra attention to some of those subjects. Today, I am going to mention a few points you need to know to be a full stack developer. The first question that must be answered is, who is a full stack developer? In modern world, if we talk about professional versatility, there is no one better than a full stack developer to represent the term versatile. A full stack developer is well versed in both front end and back end development. Full stack developers are the multi-talented professionals that every company and brand covers. The term full stack development is more connected to web application or web-based application developments. Essentially, web developments has two parts, front-end and back-end development. Thus, every web or mobile application includes two parts, a front-end and a back-end. A full-stack developer is a software expert who is equally proficient in front-end, that is client-side development, and back-end, that is server-side development. Full-stack developers are familiar with each layer of tech stacks. Full stack developers are familiar with each part and layer of tech stacks that go into the making of a software product. They know how each layer functions and, most importantly, can manipulate all the back-end components. Full stack developers have a broad skill set and extensive knowledge base. Thus, one needs years of diligence and experience in software development to earn the title of a full stack developer. They are highly valued by large companies and small startups alike. Now, let us come to the career scope of a full stack developer. What you can achieve by becoming a full stack developer. You see, nowadays, full stack development is in huge demand. Companies need full stack developers because of several reasons. Full stack developers can work with multiple technologies, and so they can handle more aspects of a project than an average programmer. Essentially, they cut costs for companies because they can do the work of many specialists alone. Considering the wide variety of skills that a full stack developer possesses, they can continue refining their skills because perfection is an unattainable skill, or they can move to the level of project manager where they oversee other development work, since they are already knowledgeable about various aspects of a product development. An option to become an educator or an entrepreneur is also on the cards. Thus, the journey of being a full stack developer is a challenging one but rewarding as well. The creative and financial opportunities truly make this one of the best careers out there. Now come to the salary aspect of a full stack developer. How much a full stack developer earns? A full stack developer's average salary per annum is 6,23,100 rupees. And the data can be found in indeed.co.in. They have conducted a survey among 5,914 people who were working as full stack developer or are still working as full stack developers. The data has been last updated on 17th of September 2020. Now, let us dive deeper into what it takes to be a full stack developer. Before that, let's try to get a brief overview of what is full stack development. Theoretically speaking, in computing, a solution stack or software stack is a set of software subsystems or components needed to create a complete platform such that no additional software is needed to support applications. Applications are set to run on the top of the resulting platform. In other words, if you develop a software system, it will run on or it will interact with different components of your entire system, such as your software might interact with the operating system, your software might interact with the database, it might interact with web server, it can interact with server-side code, it can interact with browser, it can interact with the users, with the client-side code. In science and technology, an example talks louder than 1,000 theories. Here is a typical example of a full stack development. To develop a web application, the architect defines the stack as the target operating system, web server, database, and programming language. Your typical web application actually runs on different layers of your entire system, such as your web application will run on the operating system, it will run on the web server, it will interact with the database, it will interact with the backend code. This is basically the LAMP stack environment. So what is the difference between regular development and full stack development? In regular development scenario, the component of the software stack are developed by different developers independently from one another, whereas a full stack developer is expected to able to work in all the layers of the stack. The diagram gives a more clear view of the differences between the conventional development scenario and full stack development. In conventional development scenario, the front end, back end, and database level developments are conducted by different teams where there is little overlap between their end products. Whereas in full stack development, the entire task is executed by a single or a team of developers. Now come to the key technological areas, what you need to know to be a full stack developer. Some of the key technologies for full stack development are: you need to develop the front end, you need to develop at the back end, you need database proficiency, you must know the web architecture, you must know about HTTP and REST, you must know how to maintain and organize different versions, you must possess some basic design skills. To develop the front end of a software system, you need to know HTML, you need to know cascading style sheets, you need to know JavaScripts. Some popular front-end frameworks and libraries are there, such as Angular and React.js. Now come to the backend or server side. To develop the backend or server side, you need to know this or some of these programming languages: Java, PHP, Python, Node.js, etc. Some common backend frameworks are there, such as Express, Rails, Laravel, Spring. Then come to the database part. You need to have your proficiency on this database technologies such as Oracle, MongoDB, SQL. A full stack developer must know concerning database storage and management. A full stack developer must know the characteristics of relational and non-relational database. A full stack developer must have the knowledge of NoSQL database. A full stack developer must know how the web storage works. A full stack developer must have a sound knowledge of web architecture itself. A full stack developer must know how to structure the code. You must know how to organize your files, structure the data in databases, and you must know how to perform the necessary computational tasks as per your project requirements. Then come to the next part, HTTP and REST, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and REST are the key areas onto which your web application runs. HTTP is a protocol used for facilitating computation with the client. REST is an interface between systems using the HTTP protocol to gather data and perform different operations on the data. In other words, using REST, the client and server basically interacts with one another. Full stack developers must master both. Then come to version control. When you are handling a large project, there will be multiple versions of the software. There will be bugs which you need to update from time to time. So there must be some version control mechanism there. Some common version control tools are GitHub, GitLab, CVS version control. Then come to the basic design skills. As you are developing both the front end and back end, front end is basically the client side. So your client side must be user friendly. Your user interface must be user friendly. So you must know the basic design principles for user interface, for prototypes, and your design must be scalable. Not but the least, you must have soft skills to maintain such a huge project. You must have an analytical mind. You must have good time management skills. You must be curious to learn. You must have attention to the details. You must have a creative vision. And not but the least, above all, you must have patience. So, in a nutshell, the important requirements to be a full stack developer are to write the front-end code in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then to create and use APIs for client and server communication, to write back-end code in Ruby, Python, Java, PHP, etc. You must be well versed to work with infrastructures like hardware and operating system. You must be able to solve and understand queries related to database. You must have the skill to manage project and coordinate with the client. Here are some of the popular stacks. Mean stack, which comprises of MongoDB. Then there is Express Framework, AngularJS and Node.js. Yarn stack, which is again built on MongoDB Express. Now there is React.js and the technology is Node.js. Then you have Django stack, Rails or Ruby on Rails. Then you have most common LAMP stack. So at the end, what it takes to be a full stack developer, the path is essentially tough because you can see that there are a lot of things to learn, but with hard work and proper diligence, you can achieve it. So that was all for the day. Thank you. Hope to see you in our campus.